going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg has a legacy of being a family-owned and operated company. Since 1927, our business has grown and evolved into today's one-stop source for all your automotive supplies. But in that time, one thing has stayed the same, and that's our commitment to our customers and their needs. At Volco Auto Supply, you'll find everything for your car, truck, or even fleet of vehicles, but with good old-fashioned customer service the way it needs to be. That's Volco Auto Supply, 416 Buffalo Road in Lawrenceburg. Visit VolcoAuto.com.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
For over 50 years, Southern Tennessee Regional Health System Lawrenceburg has been a cornerstone of care in Lawrence County. From cardiology to orthopedics, general surgery, primary care, and women's health, we offer compassionate expert care close to home. Our ER is now stronger than ever with more providers, chest pain accreditation, and our newest Joint Commission stroke accreditation because every second matters. Generations have trusted us for compassionate care and medical excellence. Faster, trusted, accredited emergency care with hometown heart.
A moment in real estate with my dad, Jeff Hood.
You know, I get asked a lot about what the market's going to do. How's the real estate market? I've been selling real estate for a long time, and nobody has a crystal ball. And you know what? When it's your time to buy or your time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the market's doing. It's your time, and you have to do something maybe. What makes a difference is the agents and the experience that go to work for you. We're Keller Williams Hood Company, located here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We can help.
Hood Company, powered by Keller Williams, the #1 name in real estate.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201 931-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
What really matters during the ball game, we realize when it comes to sports that seasons begin and seasons end. There's an ever-changing to a new season. In Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1, there is appointed a time for everything. There's a time for every event under heaven. Life has its seasons, but one thing that does not change is Jesus Christ. The Bible says He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Put your trust, confidence, and obedience in Him. And that message brought to you by your friends at the Leoma Church of Christ.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Bring your outdoor dreams to life at Loretto Nursery and Landscaping. This one-stop shop can help you get your project done from start to finish. Go see for yourself. They have a wide variety of plants, from tropicals to ferns and trees, plus hanging baskets. What they have to offer goes beyond what looks good. They also supply concrete, mulch, compost, and drainage culverts. Don't forget about their on-lot buildings and chicken coops. You think that's all? You can also stop by to fill up your propane tank. Loretto Nursery and Landscaping has you covered. Stop by 409 South Military Street.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you, as an employee, a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities, from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Nobody makes hauling more affordable than C&D Hauling. Serving southern Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama, they supply premium materials like asphalt, sand, gravel, and much more for whoever needs it, like contractors, builders, or homeowners. Call today for a free quote.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
At Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, we're proud to be locally owned and operated because we're not just a bank, we're family. When you call, you'll be greeted by a friendly representative who's ready to discuss your banking needs, as well as offer our competitive rates on CDs and money market accounts. Our loan decisions are made in-house and never sold to a secondary market because our commitment is simple. You matter to us. At Lawrenceburg Federal, we offer all the conveniences of larger banks with a personal touch. Join us at Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, where community, trust, and service come together.
Make your property rock and roll with services from G&S Excavating, specializing in white sand, compost, mulch, topsoil, landscape gravel, and steel landscape edging. Turn to the pros who know how to make your project shine with years of experience. The best part is they're locally owned and operated. Choose from a vast selection of mulch and rock from their conveniently located facility at number 3 Valley Road in Lawrenceburg, just off Buffalo Road. Phone 931-279-3841 and get started today.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gain Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through life's obstacles. Jack Davis specializes in group insurance for businesses and institutions of all sizes, with coverage for life, accidents, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision. Jack Davis can customize a plan to meet every need. Now available Medicare plans for seniors. Contact Paige Davis at 931-492-9284 today for Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plan insurance. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987, call the team at Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
At Smith Tax and Business Service, we offer many services. Along with personal income tax prep, we also offer tax preparation for corporations and partnerships. If you're a small business and looking for some extra help, give us a shout and we'll get you fixed up. Call Mary Beth Smith, Marion Matthews, Brooklyn Bates, or Michelle Staggs to find out how we can help you. Located at 208 Pulaski Street, phone 931-244-6633.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody back here to the Carter Athletic Complex here on the campus of the University of Tennessee Southern, where it is senior day here for the Firehawks. Hayden Burks joining alongside Graham Burks here on the X Sports Network, as it be the Firehawks coming into this game 11-9 overall, 7-6 within Southern State's play, and it'll be Brewton-Parker, the Barons, coming to Pulaski, Tennessee, as their record overall is 2-18 and 0-13 within conference play. So, good matchup here between the two, as the conference tournament just around the corner. It'll be in Montgomery, Alabama. But before we get the starting lineups set up, we're going to have a senior day recognition for the three seniors. And so we will let Cade Schultz take over for us.
Number 6, Isabella Garza. On special memory, Isabella has been hurt and taken for 9 back to the bus in the crisscross because they had to use the bathroom so bad. One thing that she will miss is long practices, bus rides, and the feeling of stepping to the court with her team. Most of all, she says she will miss competing alongside her best friends and making memories that will last a lifetime. Isabella is escorted by her mother, Leslie Brown, stepfather, Thomas Brown, and 2 sisters. Stephanie and Lori Brown. Isabella is majoring in biology and medical sciences.
Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, welcome everybody back here to the Curry Athletic Complex as we are back after the Senior Day recognition for the three seniors here for the Firehawks. Hayden Burks once again joined alongside Graham Burks. And Graham, a big matchup here for both of these teams is Brewton-Parker. They have a lot of injuries on their squad, but then again, they come in 2-18, 0-13, and they're looking to get something going before the tournament starts.
Yeah, talk about yesterday. I tell you, yesterday I was a little bit under the weather. Something just hit me out of nowhere, and I apologize. But yesterday, that was a heck of a game yesterday, man. That's really a momentum setter for the Firehawks, and you need to get hot at the right time whenever the conference tournament starts, just like you said earlier, just right around the corner.
Absolutely. As conference play will be here before you know it within the next week or two. And the Firehawks looking to get some momentum going into conference tournament. I'm not sure what the seeding is, but I know they come in 11-9 overall, 7-6 within conference play after the 3-2 win over Life yesterday here in Pulaski, Tennessee. They swept the season series with the Running Eagles, and now they're looking to sweep the Barons here today on Senior Day. First time these two teams met up, it was the Firehawks winning 3-0 in Brewton-Parker. As announcing the lineups here for both teams.
I believe they're going to start the three seniors today.
Garza, she's primarily been a starter for the team, but Taylor and then also Price have been coming off the bench for the Firehawks. There's Ashley Kraft being named.
Leading the team in kills.
Natalie Taylor, one of the seniors here today. Anne-Marie Patterson, the freshman, having a big freshman campaign. Number 13, Olivia Ward. Another senior, number 23, Emma Price. Emma Harding. And rounding out the lineup for the starters will be number 6, Izzy Garza. Garza was recognized for her 1,000th dig against Loyola, Louisiana, New Orleans. A big accomplishment there.
I say, you can't forget about Loyola.
Yeah, can't forget about Loyola. They're one of the
pretty sure
primarily good teams in when it comes to Southern States play. As you know, more than likely the Firehawks, depending on how the bracket's set up, could face Loyola within tournament play. So then again, it's, you want to be able to play everybody and get to know your personnel and who you're going against. And Firehawks looking to do so here with Brewton-Parker and get another conference win here in Pulaski on Senior Day.
I'm pretty sure they are tied in the conference for Life University because I think you said yesterday they are both 7-6.
Like I said, I don't know the conference standings just off the top of my head. But yes, like you said, Life and the Firehawks, they do have the identical overall record and conference record as well. So I'm not sure what the tiebreaker is when it comes to volleyball, but then again, more than likely the University of Tennessee Southern here will release these standings and the bracket set up for whenever tournament play starts.
Brewton-Parker's going to be serving first.
As the Barons will have the first serve here in this first set.
Last home game for the Firehawks.
Like you said, last home game for the Firehawks on Senior Day. So big game here, trying to end off home play. Start things off will be number 1, Lamonton. And action's underway. She gets it over the net. First point. That's a service ace. Will go to the Barons.
That's a way to start a game.
Lamonte again gets it over the net. Just gets it over and back-to-back service aces. And just like that, the Barons are leading here early 2-0. Lamont once again gets it over and make that 3 in a row. That's one way to start if you're the Barons. 3 aces in a row, and the Firehawks, they got to get something going here.
And she is sending
Rockets.
a cannon.
Yeah. Here's the serve, and short of the net, and that's much needed for the Firehawks. Makes it now 3-1 for their first point off the service error by Lamonton.
Great start.
Harding back to serve, start things off for the Firehawks here on the offensive side. Lamonton, they set it up and looks to get it over, and that's blocked back at Patterson. That point will go to the Firehawks. Cuts the lead down to 1.
Patterson's been really good about blocking it back over the net this whole season.
Presence at the net. Here's the serve once again by Hardin. Lamonton, they set it up here, looking to get it over. That was number 12, Jesus. As they look to get it over, able to do so. Set it up far side, able to send it over the net. Underneath that is Price. Harding sets it up. Kraft, she looks to get it over for the kill. Still up in the air here for the Barons, though. They send it over, looks to get it over, and that will be in play. Point will go to the Barons.
Great job on Brewton-Parker putting it almost right in that corner. No man's land.
The ball went under the bleachers. Jesus back to serve. And she will just float it over the net. Patterson. It's going to be a foul for it at the net, and that point will go to the Barons once again. That was number 7, Felisberto. Five to 2 is the Baring lead. Here's the serve once again. Able to get it over Kraft. Harding. It's going to be a fight for the net once again, and Firehawks can't do anything with that one. It's now 6 to 2. Jesus once again back to serve. And she will send it over. Patterson underneath it. They set it up here for Kraft on the far side, and that'll be a kill for Kraft. Another one for her stat line. Makes it now 6-3. As Norris will check in here for Price. And Kraft will go back to serve. Serve from Kraft, sends it over the net. They set up Lamonte. Looking to get over, that's Jesus. Kraft. Harding sets it up far side. Norris going for the kill, still up in the air, trying to track it down. Lamonte. They set it up far side. That's Taylor. That one goes a little long. Point will go to the Barons again.
Oh, she almost gave it to UT. So, oh. That was right on the line, too.
Yeah.
I watched it.
The official on the UT Southern side saying it was in, but point will go to the Barons. Prince now back to serve her first time going back there. And she will send a rocket. Garza. They set it up here for Patterson. Floats it over. Able to get underneath that one. That's Edwards. They send it over the far side. Jesus going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point for the Barons again. 8-3.
Bruins bringing the fire right now.
Prince once again, she will send it over, and that one's in. Another ace for the Barons. Now 9-3. They're starting to show some life here.
Once again, that was right on the line. Scratching the surface.
It was in play. Here comes a serve once again from Prince. Able to get it over. That was Kraft. Harding over here to Norris. She will just send it over the net. Edwards underneath that one. Lamonte sets it up far side. Jesus going for the kill. Block back though to the Barons. They look to get it over. Still up in the air. Garza tracks it down. Taylor looks to send it over the net. Still up in the air. Edwards gets a hand on it. And they look to send it over. Able to do so. Harding. Once again, Taylor. She's going to try again. That one sails long. Point for the Barons again.
Now that one was definitely out of bounds.
Sent a hair long. So here's Prince again. She'll send it over. Norris still up in the air, and nobody able to get to that one. Another service ace for the Barons. (11-3) is the Brewton-Parker lead. Here's the serve. Sends it over the net. Garza. Harding sets it up here for Patterson. Still up in the air, though. Nobody able to get to it. Point for the Firehawk. Much needed point. Big Garza going back to serve here for the Firehawks. And she will send it over the net. Jesus. They look to track it down. Still up in the air here for Firehawk. Harding sets it up. Norris going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point for UTS.
That's a great kill.
Lead's been cut down to 6. Garza with it. Lamonte looks to get it over, and that's down for the kill. That's Mobley for the Barons. Slow come back to serve. Able to get it over. That's Kraft. And they'll give it to Kraft. She'll just send it over the net. Mobley. Lamonte back to Mobley here in the middle. Harding underneath that one. Garza tracks it down. And Norris, she will send it back over for the Firehawks. Down for the kill. Point for UTS. Norris now with her second kill of the game.
Coach Reese sending back her usual starters.
Yep. Beardsley checking in starter, and now Malozzi as well. And Malozzi, she will send it over the net. Still up in the air, Lamonte signs a hole in the defense. Diving save by Garza sets it up. Here's Beardsley going for the kill. Down for the kill, point for the Firehawks. Starting to cut in this lead now a little bit. Malozzi once again sends it over, sails long. Point will go to the Barons after the service error. That's the first one for the Firehawks. Both teams with one service error. Phyllis Berto back to serve. She'll just float it over. Beardsley, Malozzi, and Beardsley. She'll just have to send it over short of the net, though. Point will go to the Barons again after the attack error by the Firehawks. Now opens the lead back up to a Brewton-Parker 7-point lead.
I think that hit Beardsley's wrist. Came off a little odd.
Yeah, a little she had to adjust there and fade back and just wasn't able to get it over. Phyllis Berto once again floats it over. Beardsley having to track it down once again. Going to be a fight for it at the net. And that point will go to the Barons once again. Phyllis Berto, that's going to be short. That one definitely, like you said, Graham, came off the hand there wrong. That point will go to the Firehawks off the service error and make that 2 for Brewton-Parker. Price will go back to serve. And she will get it over the net. Underneath that one, looks to get it over. That's Jesus. Sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks.
I say a little delayed call there.
I think Brewton-Parker was trying to say that they tipped it there.
Yeah.
Price once again sends it over. That was Garcia looking to get it over. That one sails long once again. Point for the Firehawks again.
Got to take a little juice off that there.
Here's the serve once again from the Firehawks. Just gets over. Great save there by Lamonte. As they send it over, Kraft looks to find a hole in the defense. And nobody there for the Barons. Point for the Firehawks. They've gone on a quick 3-0 run.
Coming back slowly but surely.
Here's Price once again. Up in the air. Let's get it over. That's a service ace for Price. Give it to the Firehawks again. Here's the serve, able to get it over the net. And short of the net, Lamonte keeps it alive. Kraft down for the kill towards the back corner. Point for the Firehawks again.
That was outstanding by Kraft right there.
Yeah, it just set up perfectly there for her. And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Barons. We'll take that break with them here on the X Sports Network.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we're back here after the timeout taken by Brewton-Parker. Firehawks going a little bit of a run here. Cutting the lead down to 3, 15-12.
Emma just basically camping back there, and that, you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
So Price has been doing her thing serving here on senior day. One of the seniors that was recognized earlier, and she's making the most here today.
Get hot when it matters.
Here's serve actions, or excuse me, the action is back underway, not the baction. It's going to be a fight for it at the net here as they look to send it over. Garza with the diving save. Malozzi sets it up for Kraft. She'll send it over just short of the net, though. Point will go to the Barons and a much-needed point for Brewton-Parker.
That came off a little odd right there.
Garcia back to serve, the libero here for today's game. And she will send it over the net, sends a rocket. Malozzi. Here's Kraft going for the kill. That's off Brewton-Parker. Point for the Firehawks. So Ward will go back to serve for UTS, the junior. She will send it over the net. Up in the air, Lamonton. Far side, Jesus going for the kill. Price with the save. Still up in the air, Kraft. She's going to go for it again. Just punches over the net, though, having to track it down. Still up in the air. Hits the speaker. Nobody able to track it down. Lamonton underneath it, though. Malozzi sets it up. Here's Patterson going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point goes to UTS again.
I'll tell you what, Lamonte, is that?
Lamonton, yeah.
She's
all over the place.
All over the place, and she's really standing out right now for them.
Here's the serve once again. Gets it over the net. Lamonton sets it up, looks to get it over. Fight for it at the net. Beardsley able to track it down, though. They set it up back to Beardsley. Floats it over. Still up in the air. Brewton-Parker all out sorts here. Jesus gets it over. There's Ward. It's going to be a fight for the net once again. That's down for the kill. Jesus credited with that 1 point for the Barons.
That was a mean kill, too. Lord.
Edwards back into the game. Lamonton will go back to serve.
Now she sends bullets.
Here's the serve. And just short of the net. And I mean, it's just a rocket coming off. Fortunately for the Firehawks, it was short of the net. It's Taylor and Harding going back to serve once again. Beardsley and Malozzi checking out. (16-17) in favor of the Barons. Lamonton sets it up. They look to get it over, and nobody there. Out of play. We're tied up.
And now this is a ball game. Here we go.
It's 0-0 again. Harding will send it over. Jesus. Lamonton sets it up far side. Edwards going for the kill. Harding off of her chest. Garza able to track it down. And Kraft, she will just send it back over. Back to the Barons. They look to get it over. Jesus once again still up in the air. Harding gets a hand underneath.
There we go.
Able to get it over. Still up in the air. Back corner. Price.
No.
I'll say they didn't get a hand underneath it off of Harding, as it looked pretty close. Point will go to the Barons.
Can't argue with the ref. You can't. Move on. Next play.
Jesus sends it over. Up in the air. Harding sets it up. Kraft going for the kill. Still up in the air, though. Phyllis Berto with the save. Price up in the air. Harding able to track it down. Here's Taylor going for the kill. And it hits the antenna. Point will go to the Barons again.
That's rough.
I'm not sure. I don't think it hit the antenna. I think it just went far wide out of the play of the net there. So Barons take a 2-point lead again. Here's Jesus. Floats it over. Patterson. Harding finds a hole in the defense. Lamonton with the save. Edwards underneath it. There's Patterson. Harding. Patterson going for the kill. Lamonton with the save once again. They're going to say point for the Firehawks. As I believe they said someone was in the net there. I'm not sure who they called.
I think number 15, Prince was in the net, I think. Pretty sure.
Price out, Norris in, Kraft back to serve. Here's Kraft. Gets it over. It's going to be near the Brewton-Parker bench. Edwards with the save. There's Prince. Garza underneath it. Harding sets it up. And a little miscommunication. That was Patterson. It looked like Taylor Patterson. A little miscommunication there. Felisberto still up in the air, and that'll be blocked out of play, though. Point will go to the Firehawks again. We're tied up. Kraft sends it over. Lamonton. Here's Prince, and that's off of Patterson. Point for the Barons again, 20-19. Here's Prince back to serve once again.
That's
Norris.
a rocket.
Harding. It's going to be a 5-foot at the net. That point will go to Barons once again. Hit the antenna. 21-19. Here's the serve once again. And that one's in. Another service ace. 22-19.
She's another person that can hit a cannon.
They've also got some power behind the serves. Firehawks still have 2 timeouts left. Barons only have 1 here in this first set. Here's Prince once again. Sends it over. Garza. Harding over to Norris. She looks to get it over. That's blocked back. Harding underneath the throw. Fight for the net. Patterson. Nobody there. Point for the Firehawks. 22-20. Garza will go back to serve. Here's the serve. Able to get it over the net. Lamonton able to get it over for UT Southern. Just put her hand up and try to make a play. Norris, that's out of play. Point for the Firehawks again. Another kill for Norris.
She's leading in this game right now, I
believe so. She has got Patterson with 4, Norris also with 4, so both them leading. Kraft with 2. Garza gets it over the net. Lamonton underneath it. Jesus looks to track it down, and that was out of bounds. Excuse me, that was Felisberto. It's now tied up at 22 again. Firehawks looking to get something here and take the lead.
I don't think they've led today at all.
I don't believe so. I think you're right. Here's Garza. Felisberto. Lamonton. That was Mobley with it. And that'll be a kill for her. 23-22. Edwards will check out. Going back to serve will be number 17, Slocum. Serve once again. Floats it over. Kraft. Harding. Norris. In for the kill.
There we go.
Norris with another one. And now she's got team high 5 kills that is. 23-23. Malozzi and Beardsley back in at a crucial time here for the Firehawks. Malozzi sends it over the net. Up in the air, back to the Firehawks. Malozzi sends it back over. Nobody there. Point for the Firehawks, and they take their first lead of the game. And it's 24-23, set point for UTS. As we're going to have a timeout taken by the Barons, their final timeout. We'll be back here on the Sports Network.
Looking to transform your home or commercial space? Lawrenceburg Flooring is your local stop for flooring, tile, and custom blinds. From sleek hardwoods and waterproof LVP to stunning ceramic and water jet tile, we've got the styles, colors, and prices to fit every taste and budget. With financing options available, visit Lawrenceburg Flooring today, where your design dreams become reality. Your floors, your style, we've got you covered.
Want to take the next steps in taking care of your health? Tennessee Valley Allergy Services can make your goals a reality. Their team of doctors, nurses, and medical professionals are dedicated to providing allergy care and treatment, such as drops and shots, to fit your exact needs. Their expert services are for anyone ages 2 and older. Whether you struggle with environmental or food allergies, they've got you covered. Discover a better you at Tennessee Valley Allergy Services, located right next to the Zaxby's in Lawrenceburg. Book online or call 931-325-0757 to schedule your appointment today.
And back here on the Exports Network as we are back after the final timeout taken by Brewton-Parker. Set point here for the Firehawks. Malozzi. Garcia underneath that one, far side. Felisberto. There's Garza. Beardsley looking for the kill. Close it out. There we go. And that point will go to the Firehawks, and they will take the first set 25-23 over the Barons. We'll be back here in about 3 minutes for the start of the second set when we return here on the Exports Network.
State Line Garage Doors, owned and operated by Justin Gobble, is your trusted local expert in garage door services. Based in Lawrence County, Tennessee, State Line Garage Doors is built on over a decade of hands-on experience, providing reliable repairs, replacements, and installations for all types of garage doors, residential and commercial. They proudly serve our community and the surrounding areas. When you work with State Line Garage Doors, you're not just another job, you're part of our community. Their commitment to quality, transparency, and craftsmanship is at the heart of what they do, and they offer free estimates. State Line Garage Doors. Reach out to discover the difference a company with local roots can make for your home and business.
Efficiency, reliability, accuracy. Move forward with your real estate sale or purchase with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County, the most experienced closing team around. Working with clients locally and throughout the state, we offer a wide range of services, including the expertise of an on-staff attorney, backed by our more than 49 years' experience in titles and closings. We get the job done on time at a fair price and ensure every last detail is correct. Our goal is to give you peace of mind. When you work with us, you work with people who live where you do. We understand the importance of the real estate community and strive to build strong relationships with all parties involved in the process. Whether you're buying a home, selling a business, acquiring land, or anything in between, you're in good hands with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County.
Put the most experienced closing team on your side. Contact Title and Escrow of Lawrence County today.
Welcome to Mid-South Barn Dominiums. We realize there's a lot of options when it comes to finding a builder for your next home. Here at Mid-South, we understand that customer service, quality, and selections are very important. It's a very large time, money, and an emotional investment, and we're here to listen and care. We realize the kitchen's the most used and abused room in the house. Our cabinets are locally custom made from Sanderson Cabinets out of Lawrenceburg. They're real wood, poplar or maple, whether you paint or stain. All comes with slow close hardware and many pull-out different style options to choose from.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Alrighty, back here on the X Sports Network as we are back here after the end of the first set. Firehawks take the first set 25-23 in Graham comeback fashion for the Firehawks.
Oh yeah.
Here on senior day in that first set. Harding will go back to serve, and the action's back underway. She sends it over the net. Garcia, Lamontan, Prince going for the kill. Sails long. First point will go to UTS.
Honestly, I thought that hit the line. I thought that was in play.
Honestly, I can't really tell from my vantage point because I'm having to control the camera and watch the game at the same time. Harding sends it over the net. Now Slocum as they look to get it over. Jesus. Prince with the diving save. Harding Kraft
There we
down
go.
for the kill. Firehawks lead 2-0.
That's our third kill, right, Kraft?
I believe that's her fifth.
Fifth. Oh, she's coming back up on the stat line.
And leading the team. Harding once again gets it over. Still up in the air, out of play. Service ace for the Firehawks. And just like that, how the first set Graham went, Bearing started off hot. Now it's Firehawks' turn here in this second set.
They had 3 straight aces in the first set. Brewton-Parker did.
Here's the serve once again. Slocum, Kraft, fight for it, and it will hit the antenna. Point will go to UT Southern again.
Well, all right. I say, did it hit the antenna?
I don't think it hit. I think it just may have been blocked off of Lamonton and out of play.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. Harding sends it over. Nobody there. Another ace for her.
3 straight aces?
I think that's 2 now.
Two
Well,
straight?
not 2 straight, but 2 so far.
Yeah.
Here in this set, Harding will go back to serve again. As
What's now what?
Yeah, I believe the Barons are asking I'm not sure what they're asking here, Kraft as well, so I'm not sure what the discussion here with the head official is.
Goes in UT Southern's favor, whatever it is.
And so it's still 5-0. Like I said, I'm not sure what the discussion was there. Here's Harding once again, short of the net. That's the first point for the Barons, much needed to stop the Firehawks there.
End of a run. Move on.
Lamonton back to serve. And she will get it over the net. Garza, Harding sets it up here for Patterson. Fight for it at the net. And Kraft able to save it though. Not able to get it over. That point will go to the Firehawks again, 6-1. As Edwards will come in for Slocum. Price will check out in the game. Will be Norris as well. Here's the serve once again from Kraft. Up in the air, Lamonton sets it up far side. Jesus going for the kill, and that's Kraft. Nobody able to get there. It will go out of play though, and that point will go to the Barons.
Hey, that came off like a cannon.
Yeah. Nothing you can do about that one if you're Kraft. Jesus with the serve, floats it over. Patterson, Harding. Here's Taylor, and that's dug out. Harding once again underneath it. They set it up here. Norris on the far side going for the kill. Jesus underneath that one though. Lamonton sets it up. Here's Prince. Harding over to Garza. Taylor tries again, and that will be a kill there for the Barons. 6-3 is the score. Here's the serve once again. Gets it over the net. Garza over on the far side. Norris has to adjust. Lamonton underneath it though. Still up in the air. Garcia sets it up, and it'll just be hung on the net. Patterson. Garza up in the air. Lamonton. They find the hole. Garza. Harding. Here's Kraft going for the kill. That's dug out, but won't be able to be returned. That's a kill here for the Firehawks again.
I think Brewton-Parker's coach is trying to
say that they lifted there.
Yeah, lifted the ball up in the air. It didn't really look like it, to be honest.
It's a 50-50. It's one of those hard ones to call. Garza will go back to serve. 7-3 is the score now here in the second set. Lamonton, they set it up here for Liberto, and that will be a service, or excuse me, a attack error. Give the point to the Firehawks again.
Take a little juice off of that right there.
Here's Garza once again, sends it over, and that one sails long. Point will go to the Barons. Now 8-4. Prince back to serve for Brewton-Parker. And she will send it over the net. Harding. Here's Ward going for the kill. Lamonton tracks it down towards the back corner. Mobley will send it over the net here. They set it up once again far side for Norris going for the kill. Still up in the air though, that's Prince. Lamonton. And Mobley will send it over again. Still up in the air here for the Firehawks. They set it up. Ward and mistimes that one. Point will go to the Barons again. And here's the serve. Able to get it over the net. So they set it up here for Taylor. Taylor goes out of play, excuse me. That point will go to the Barons again. Just like that, the lead has been cut down to 2.
Honestly, you could have just hit that straight down if you were Taylor.
Prince to serve once again. She will send it over. Harding, Norris going for the kill. That's down for the kill. And Norris is having a really good game so far in the first 2 sets. She's now got 5 kills.
One thing about Brewton-Parker, I feel like all their servers can send rockets over the net. That's one strength that they have.
Malosey and Beardsley into the game, as Malosey will send it over the net, and that's down for a service ace. Point will go to UTS again, and they open the lead back out to 4. Malosey once again sends it over. Garcia underneath it as they set it up. And that is Filiberto. And Beardsley times it up, gets it over Lamonton underneath that one. Garcia sets it up. Here's Filiberto again, and that's down for the kill. Point for the Barons once again.
That was a great tip over right there.
Slow come into the game for Edwards. And she will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Beardsley, Malosey sets it up here for Ward, going for the kill. Nobody there. Point for the Firehawks again. I mean, literally nobody was there.
It's just like everybody stopped in time.
Price will come into the game, going back to serve. She comes in for Norris. And she will send it over the net. Filiberto. She will send it over. And Kraft underneath it. Malosey sets it up here for Beardsley near side. That's blocked back. And it will be out of play, though. Point will go to the Firehawks. Here's the serve once again by Price. Short of the net. Point will go to Brewton-Parker after the service error. That's now 4 for the Firehawks. Be compared, there we go, I'll get it right eventually. 3 service errors for Brewton-Parker. Filiberto floats it over. Kraft underneath it. Garza and Beardsley, and miscommunication by Ward and Beardsley. Point will go to the Barons once again.
Got to get that communication up. Your Firehawks right now.
Filiberto again. Garza with the diving save. She sets it up here. Kraft. Slocum underneath that one. Amante. Here's Jesus, and that's blocked back by Beardsley. Point will go to the Firehawks.
There we go.
Ward will go back to serve. And she will send it over. Slocum. They set it up, trying to find somebody there, and it's off a Price into the stands. That point will go to the Barons off the kill.
She pulled Malosey right there. Finding the blind spot in the defense.
Garcia sends it over. They set it up far side. Patterson, they set it up looking like they were playing it off to Kraft. Here's Jesus. Malozzi underneath it. Garza. Here's Kraft once again. That's blocked back. Malozzi able to be underneath it. Garza. And Beardsley, she will just send it over. Garcia underneath that one. That was Phyllis Berto to Jesus. Garza tracks it down. Malozzi still up in the air. Kraft going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point for the Firehawks. Kraft with her 8th kill of the game now.
Garza had to get up high to get that one right there.
Harding back to serve. And she will send it over. Phyllis Berto, it's going to be a fight for it, and blocked back by Lamonte. That was Patterson looking for the kill. That point will go to the Barons.
I think Coach Reese is looking for her. Pretty sure she might have been on the net. I have no idea.
I'm not sure. Edwards will come in for Slocum. Here's the serve by Lamonton. Harding. Here's Kraft going for the kill. Lamonton underneath it though. Price. Jesus going for it. And that one is in. Point will go to the Barons again. 14-12.
They're sending rockets.
Here's the serve once again. And that one will say I'll play towards the UTS bench. Makes it 15-12.
I think that came off the hand a little bit weird.
Kraft going back to serve. Firehawks lead by 3 in this second set. And she will send it over the net. Phil Sperto. Lamonton. Here's Jesus going for the kill. Garza. That's Kraft going for it once again. Just floats it over the net. Still up in the air towards the back corner. Kraft. Harding underneath it. Patterson floats it over. Edwards with the diving save. Lamonton sets it up here for Jesus. Blocked back. And nobody there for the Firehawks. Point will go to the Barons. So we'll send it over the net. Kraft. Harding. Here's Patterson. And that's blocked back point for the Barons again. Now been cut down to 1. Here's the serve once again by Jesus. They set it up far side for Norris this time. And Lamonton able to save it. Still up in the air here though. Phyllis Berto. Garza underneath it, and Norris, she will just send it over the net. Still up in the air, Garcia having to track it down towards the Brewton-Parker bench. They send it back over to the Firehawks. They set it up here for Taylor. Taylor floats it over the net, though. Lamonton sends it back over. Harding underneath it. Garza now. Garza here to Norris. She looks to get it back. Still up in the air here for the Firehawks, though. Harding. As Kraft, she will send it over the net. That's dug out. Lamonton looks to send it back over. It's going to be a fight for it at the net, and Norris can't get it over, and we're tied up.
That was a great back and forth set right there.
Jesus once again gets it over. Harding tries to find a hole in the defense. Lamonton underneath it. Phyllis Berto going for the kill. That's blocked by Taylor. Give it to the Firehawks. They regain the lead. Here's Garza with the serve, gets it over the net. And Jesus. Phyllis Berto. That was just unreal save. Yeah. What that was, Taylor floats it over. Brewton-Parker all out of sorts. They send it back over. Harding underneath it. It's going to be a fight for it here. And Taylor looks to get it over, and that one sent long. Point will go to the Barons again, 16-16. Prince now back to serve, tied up. And sends it long. Point will go to the Firehawks after the service error. Make that now 5 for Brewton-Parker. Malozzi will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Phyllis Berto sets it up here for Mobley here in the middle. That's down for the kill. Point will go to the Barons again.
That was a bullet, I'll tell you.
$17-all. Slocum back to serve here for Brewton-Parker now. She will float it over the net. Kraft. It's going to be back to Brewton-Parker, and miscommunication there, and that's a tough break for Brewton-Parker. Firehawks got away with that one. Makes it now 18-17. It's going to be a kill for Kraft in the most nonchalant way you can get one. Here comes the serve, and gets it over. Phyllis Berto looks to find a hole. That was Lamonton. And Beardsley going for the kill. That's blocked back by Mobley. Point will go to the Barons again. And back and forth these two teams go. Here's the serve. Able to get it over the net. Malozzi sets it up here for Beardsley. Has to fall away, and that one sails long, and the Barons take the lead now.
First lead of this set, too.
Phyllis Berto able to get it over. Malozzi. And Beardsley, she'll time it up. Short of the net. Point will go to the Barons again. It's now 22-18. Both teams still have 2 timeouts. Here's the serve. Able to get over. That's Garza underneath that one. They set it up. Kraft has to adjust. And still up in the air. They set it up here for Jesus going for the kill. Blocked back, and it will be out of play. Point will go to the Barons again and makes it now 21-18. And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Firehawks. We'll take that break with them here on the X Sports Network.
The storm doesn't ask. It takes. It tests. It pushes everything to its limit. Some things are built different. Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements. Proven by time. Engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we're back here after the timeout taken by the Firehawks as they trail 21-18 here in this second set in this Senior Day version for UTS.
Firehawks got to crawl back into this one.
Phyllis Berto back to serve once again. As they will float it over the net. Kraft. Malozzi sets it up here for Beardsley. She looks to go for the kill. Down for the kill. Much needed point. It will go to the Firehawks.
Crucial.
Here's Ward with the serve. She will send it over. Slocum. It's going to be here at the net, and that point will go to the Barons. 22-19. Prince will come into the game for Mobley. Garcia will go back to serve. Here's the serve, gets it over the net. It's going to be here at the net, and Patterson blocked back. Garza not able to get there. That point will go to the Barons again, now 23-19. Barons 2 points away from taking this second set and tying it up one apiece. Here's Garcia with the serve. Once again, just gets it over the net. And miscommunication. And now the Barons are 1 point away from taking this second set. Here's the serve, floats it over. Garza underneath it. Malozzi sets it up. Here's Beardsley going for the kill. That's down for the kill, point for the Firehawks. They're trying to fight their way back into this set. 24-20. Harding will go back to serve. Here's the serve. Harding will send it. Up in the air, Garcia underneath it. And Phyllis Berto will send it over. Price. Harding now sets it up. Here's Patterson going for the kill. Down for the kill, point for the Firehawks. 24-21. Got a wet spot on the floor.
Clean up on the floor. Clean up on aisle 9.
Firehawks down by 3. They'll have to at least tie it up 24 to extend this set. And here's Harding with the serve. And that one sails long. Point will go to the Barons. And that one will end the second set. Brewton-Parker takes the second set 25-21 over the Firehawks. Ties it up with one set apiece. We'll be back here shortly here on the X Sports Network.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Back to school equals back to big savings at Heritage Automotive in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Score 0% financing on select models and up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 1,500 trucks. Over 150 used vehicles, all priced to move and below market value. Need service? Our expert team is ready, and we've got loaner vehicles to keep you moving while we work. Hurry into Heritage Automotive, where the deals are hot and the savings are huge.
Heritage Automotive. Expect more, experience the difference.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we're back here for the start of the third set between the Firehawks and the Barons. Lamonton will start off serving here for Brewton-Parker. Kraft will send it back over. Edwards underneath it. Lamonton, back corner. Garza, nobody there. And that point will go to the Brewton-Parker Barons. Start things off here. They won that second set 25-21 over the Firehawks. Here's Lamonton again, short of the net. Point will go to UTS. Ties it up at one apiece. Malozzi will go back to serve now. Here's the serve. Gets it over the net. Garcia tracks it down as they set it up. Here's Jesus underneath that one. Malozzi will set it up here for Kraft. Gets it over, and that's down for the kill. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Malozzi with the serve once again. Gets it over the net. Jesus underneath that one. They look to send it over. Prince, nobody there. Just gets it over the net. Point will go to the Barons again. Ties it up at two apiece. Jesus back to serve. There's the serve. Gets it over. There's Price. Malozzi sets it up here for Kraft on the far side. Still up in the air here for Barons, though. As Jesus, and not able to get it over the net. That point will go to the Firehawks again as they regain the lead here early. Kraft will go back to serve. Price will check out. Into the game will be Norris for her. Here's Kraft. She will send it over the net. Garcia, Lamonton sets it up far side for Lisberto. And Beardsley, now she's going for the kill. Lamonton underneath it now as they set it up far side. Lisberto once again. And that point will go to the Barons.
I feel like this set's about to be back and forth the entire time.
Both teams are taking turns, switching points. Prince will go back to serve here. Prince now sends a rocket to Kraft. Kraft underneath that one, and Norris will send it over the net. Lamonton underneath that one. Prince as Felisberto once again. Norris now. Malozzi sets it up here in the middle for Kraft, and that's down for the kill. Kraft with another one.
There we go.
4-3 is the score. Garcia will go back to serve, excuse me, not Garcia, Garza that is, the libero for UTS. Ward will come into the game as well. Here's Garza with the serve. Just gets it over the net. Hangs on the net. That point will go to the Firehawks. Garza credited with the service ace.
That is the definition of a perfect serve.
Firehawks lead by 2. Here's Garza once again. Gets it over. That's Jesus. Lamonton. Mobley will send it over the net. Garza underneath that one. Over to Beardsley, far side. Going for the kill. Sails long. Point will go to Brewton-Parker again. Here's Slocum. Looks to float it over. Won't be able to get it over the net, though. That point will go to the Firehawks. Another service error for Brewton-Parker. Make that 7 compared to 5 for the Firehawks. Beardsley back to serve. Beardsley 5 kills in this game so far for UTS. She will send it over the net. Sales long. Point will go to the Barons off the service air. Another one for the Firehawks, and that brings it a whole lot closer in that department. 6-5. Jesus, or excuse me, that is Phyllis Berto. Here's the serve. Sends a rocket to Beardsley, and that's a service ace once again, and we're tied up at 6 now. Phyllis Berto once again to Kraft. Losey sets it up here on the near side for Norris, still up in the air, over the net, and that will be out of play. That point will go to the Barons again, and they got lucky with that one as Malozzi was trying to find that back corner towards the official. Here comes the serve once again, floats it over the net. Now just be a hair short, and we'll go to the Firehawks, and we're tied up at 7. Price will come in for Norris, and we'll go back to serve.
That's been a problem for Brewton-Parker. They're either really short or just really long.
Price now. She'll send it over. Lamonton, far side. They look to get it over. That is Jesus able to get it over the net. Here's Kraft now going for the kill, and nobody there. Point will go to the Firehawks. That was Slocum, not able to do anything with that one.
That was a bullet, too. Like I said, can't do nothing about that.
They will throw it over to UT Southern for another serve here. Here is Price. Price now floats it over once again. As that was Felisberto Mobley going for the kill. And up in the air, Garcia able to track it down, though. Lamonton sets it up far side for Jesus once again. And Price underneath it. They're having to track it down. Ward underneath it. Kraft, she'll just send it back over to the Barons now. Sets it up far side. Jesus once again sails long, hits the corner official, and shrugs it off like it's nothing. 9-7, Firehawks take a 2-point lead here in this third set. Here's the serve, able to get it over the net, and just sails a hair long. Point will go to the Barons once again. Another service error. Garcia, the libero for Brewton-Parker, will go back to serve. She will send it over with the right hand. Beardsley underneath that one. Malozzi, as they set it up for Kraft here. Kraft, and underneath that one. And Garcia able to track it down. Good job there. Slocum sends it back over here for Brewton-Parker. Malozzi sets it up once again for Kraft, going for the kill. That's down for the kill. Point for UTS again.
Straight down.
Patterson into the game for Garza. As Ward will send it over. They set it up. Prince going for the kill. Block back. Guess who? That's Kraft. Now it is 11-8. 3-point Firehawk lead. They're looking to open this lead up here in this set. Here's Ward once again. She'll get it over the net again. Back over. Malozzi up in the air. Slocum able to get underneath that one. They set it up. Jesus looks to send it over. Able to do so. Beardsley. Malozzi. Kraft giving it to her. Floats
right
over.
Tip.
Still up in the air though. Back to the Firehawks. Malozzi sets it over. Garcia underneath it. As they set it up. Looking to get over Prince. Beardsley able to track it down. Price will send it over the net. Lamonton up in the air still for the Firehawks. Malozzi sets it up. Here's Beardsley going for the kill. Still up in the air here though for the Barons. Prince underneath it as they send it back over here to the Firehawks. Beardsley, Malozzi here in the middle. Kraft going for the kill. Still up in the air here though for Brewton-Parker. Prince once again. Jesus, she will just send it over back to the Firehawks. Malozzi sets it up. Let's go for Kraft again, and that's down for the kill. Point will go to UTS again. Kraft starting to come alive. Four-point Firehawk lead. Kraft now with 15 kills in this game. Ward sends it over. Lamonton, far side, Jesus going for the kill. Price not able to get to that one. That point will go to the Barons. Lamonton back to serve. Down by 3. And she will send it just short of the net, though. It's 13-9 now.
That is a bullet.
Been having troubles here in these last 2 sets, able to get it over the net. Malozzi will go back to serve. And she will get it over the net. Garcia. Lamonton sets it up here for Jesus.
Great
That's
block.
blocked by Patterson again. Excuse me, that's actually Kraft with the block. 14-9.
Or both. They're both there.
Give it I'll credit both of them. Why not? Rosie back to serve once again. And she will send a rocket. Nobody there. Miscommunication, it looked like, on Brewton-Parker's side. Give another ace to Malozzi. She's been doing pretty good from that. We're going to have a timeout here by the Barons. They trail 15-9. We'll be back here shortly here on the X Sports Network.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we are back after the timeout taken by Brewton-Parker. They trail 15-9 here in this third set here on Senior Day for UT Southern as the Firehawks honor Garza, Taylor, and Price, the 3 seniors for UTS here today. Garza was also rewarded her 1,000 dig volleyball as well before the game started. Malozzi back to serve. She will send it over the net. And they set it up here for Jesus going for the kill. Beardsley Patterson able to track it down, and Malozzi will send it over with the right hand. Back to the Barons. Far side, Edwards going for the kill. Malozzi not able to get to that one. That point will go to the Barons. Makes it now a 5-point UTS lead. Jesus back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Malozzi sets it up here for Patterson. Up in the air. Nobody able to get to that one. Point will go to the Firehawks. And it was off the hands of a Baron there. Thought we had a wet spot on the floor. Guess we don't. Kraft back to serve. Firehawks open the lead back up to 6. As Kraft will send it over the net. Garcia, somebody has to track it down, able to do so. Jesus will send it back over. At that point, we'll go to the Firehawks. And they're going to call a double there.
Yeah.
Here's Kraft to serve once again. Gets it over the net. They set it up far side. Looks to get it over. And Norris underneath it. They set it up. Here's Beardsley. Floats it over the net. Garcia able to track it down. They set it up. It's going to be a fight for it here at the net. Malozzi sets it up. Able to get it over the net. And not able to get to that one. That was Kraft. That point will go to the Barons again.
That was great effort by the Firehawks. Trying to get that back over.
Prince will go back to serve. Still trailing by 6. And she will send it over the net. Garza, Malozzi. Here's Norris. Times it up. Gets it over, but sails long. That point will go to the Barons once again after the attack error. Here's the serve. And Garza with the diving save. Kraft, a little miscommunication. Patterson able to get it over there. Felisberto. Fight for it. Hits the antenna. Point will go to the Firehawks. Now opens it up back to 6. Been hanging around that mark here in this third set. Ward will check in for Patterson now. And Garza will go back to serve for the Firehawks. There's the serve from Patterson. As they set it up, Mobley gets it over the net. Hits the American flag. Garza able to track it down. Norris going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point will go to the Firehawks.
That was tipped.
As they say, yeah, it was tipped. Garza the serve once again. Gets it over the net. Edwards underneath that one. Felisberto gets it over the net. And set it up here for Ward. Floats it over. Lamonte sends it over. Excuse me. Yep, that was Lamonte. And short of the net, that was Felisberto. Not able to get it over with the attack error. Now 20-12. And the Barons will take their final timeout here in this third set. They trail by 8. We'll take that break with them on the Sports Network.
A&M Medical is Lawrence County's newest medical clinic, specializing in urgent and primary care. Practitioners Andrea Bain and Meredith Hutton bring years of experience and compassion to keep you and your family healthy. A&M Medical features a separate well waiting room to meet your needs. Visit today and ask about A&M's weight loss program and telemedicine services. That's A&M Medical, located at 2367 Highway 43 South in Leoma, Tennessee.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we are back here after the final timeout taken by Barons. By the Barons, excuse me. Garza sends that one in the net. Point will go to Brewton-Parker. Much needed point there. Slocum will check in and go back to serve. She'll come in for Edwards. 20-13, Firehawks 5 points away from taking this third set and taking a 2-1 set lead. Here's the serve. Sends it over. Garza way up in there, having to track it down. Malozzi able to get a hold of that one. Kraft will send it back over. Monte Mobley sends it over. Malozzi now. And over on the far side, Beardsley going for the kill. Garcia back to the Firehawks. They set it up once again. Norris now, and that one's in. Point will go to the Firehawks again, 21-13.
That was in no man's land.
Here's the serve. Able to get it over. Garcia. And Malozzi going for the kill. Garcia underneath that one again. Lamonte over on the far side. Felisberto. That's off of Garza. Can't get that one. Point will go to Brewton-Parker again. Felisberto back to serve. She will send it over. Sends a bullet. Set it up for Beardsley. And able to float it over. Lamonte sets it up. Mobley going for the kill. And Garza can't track that one down either. Barons with another point there.
I thought she got a hand underneath it, but
(21-15). As they're able to get it over the net. Malozzi here in the middle. Looks to find somebody over there. Nobody there. Point will go to the Firehawks. 22-15. Price will go back to serve. She comes in for Norris. There's the serve. Gets it over the net. Garcia underneath it. It's going to be a fight for it at the net, and that will be out on Brewton-Parker, and that point will go to the Firehawks.
I don't know exactly what happened there.
Yeah, they're saying there was a fight for it there. I don't know if it hit the antenna or what, but
or sailed out of bounds. I have no idea.
So that's a tough call to make. Both teams are arguing that they got the point. And UTS is saying that it was going out of play. And I think all the officials are now going to come in to talk about this one. Big spot here for both teams. Brewton-Parker trying to claw their way back into this one and trying to make it at least a good set here, or bring it in closer. I think it's going to stay with the Firehawks because it's going to go out of play.
I'm honestly waiting for a yellow card.
And I think it's going to stay with the Firehawks. So meeting adjourned, 23-15. Brewton-Parker's coach still pleading his case here.
I think it's Brewton-Parker's assistant coach that's the loudest one.
And they're going to let it go. 23-15. It's going to stay the way it was. Point will go to the Firehawks. Here's Price getting it over. And Slocum. Lamonte. Mobley floats it over. Garza underneath that one. And they're going to say that point will go to the Barons again. And I'm not sure who they called. I think they called Kraft in the net. 23-16. Garcia back to serve. And she will send a rocket out of play, though. That point will go to the Firehawks. It's now set point, 24-16. And it's Ward going back to serve. Here's the serve. Gets it over. Lamonte sets it up here for Prince. Goes out of play. That point will go to the Firehawks. And that one will end the third set. Firehawks win that one 25-16. They lead 2-1 as they look to try to close it out here in this fourth set. That will be coming up next here on the X Sports Network.
Welcome to the newly remodeled Brass Lantern. For over 30 years, we've been serving delicious food to excellent people. Brass Lantern takes pride in authenticity, serving fresh, homemade food to please any member of the family. From mouth-watering to one-of-a-kind steaks served with gourmet marinade, to salad with our signature honey mustard dressing, specialty fruit tea, drafts, and much more. Our food is always prepared daily. Whether you come in with friends or family, you'll appreciate that fresh is better.
When it's time to build a home, remodel, or add on, Hamby Builders is this area's experienced construction company. From site selections to floors, doors, windows, trim, tile, bathrooms, and kitchen, the Hamby Builders team can make your home the home of your dreams. Hamby Builders is licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience in homes in Giles, Lawrence, Wayne, and Murray counties. Trust your home construction or light commercial project to the team with experience and integrity. Hamby Builders. Call 931-629-5264 or 931-629-9472 today.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on the X Sports Network as we're back. Firehawks take the third set, 25-16 over Brewton-Parker, as they look to close things out here in this fourth set and pick up another Southern States Athletic Conference win here on Senior Day. Firehawks recognize the three seniors here on the volleyball team with Garza, Taylor, and Price. Take care of business. Malozzi will go back to serve here. Start things off for the Firehawks, and action's back underway. That will be short of net. First point will go to the Barons. Edwards will come into the game now. Lamonton will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Garza. Losey sets it up. Here's Patterson going for the kill, and that one is long. They're saying it's tipped. And that point will go to the Firehawks. They do say, yep. It definitely was long, but they say they got enough of a fingertip on that one. Kraft will go back to serve now. And she will send it over. Felisberto. And here's Edwards going for the kill, short of the net. Point will go to the Firehawks again off the attack error. There's Kraft again. Sends it over the net. Garcia underneath that one, far side, looking to get it over. That's Jesus, and that's blocked back. Point goes to the Firehawks again. Starting off on a good note, 3-1 is the score. Kraft back to serve once again, gets it over. Felisberto, Lamonta over on that one. Jesus, Kraft now. Losey underneath it far side here to Norris, has to adjust. Still up in the area here for Brewton-Parker though. Garcia, the libero, underneath that one. Edwards looks to get it over, and that's off of Beardsley, not able to track it down though. Point will go to the Barons.
She almost double tapped that right there.
Here's the serve once again. Gets it over the net. As they set it up, here's Patterson going for the kill, and Patterson puts it down for the kill. Makes it now 4-2. Garza will go back to serve. Ward will come in for Patterson. Here's Garza now. Sends it over. As they set it up here for Prince. Losey right underneath that one. Garza times it up. Here's Beardsley going for the kill. Still up in the air, though, having to track it down. Nobody able to get to that one. That's off of Jesus. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Beardsley credited with another kill. That's now 6 for her.
Lamonte tried. She tried to save that one.
Get a hand underneath it. Try to keep it alive, but it's really in no man's land. Here's Garza once again. She will send it over. Garcia, Lamonte. In the middle, here's Felisberto, excuse me. Now we'll go out of play. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Here's Garza. She will send it, but it sails long. That point will go to the Barons again, 6-3. Cuts it down to 3. Prince back to serve. There's serving Prince, and that one is in. That point will go to the Firehawks as Beardsley assumed that it was going to go out of play, but it did die just on the line there. Prince now once again gets it over. Still up in the air as they send it back. That was Garza. They set it up. Here's Phyllis Berto. Set up far side now for Norris here for the Firehawks. Jesus tracks that one down. Phyllis Berto once again gets it over Kraft with the save. Malozzi sets it up. Beardsley, she'll have to just get it over the net. Able to do so. Mobley fight for it at the net, and that point will go to the Firehawks after the attack there from Ward. Should be credited with the kill as well.
She's tapped that right back over.
Just a little dump down. Beardsley back to serve. She will just get it over the net. Malozzi. Here's Norris. Punches it over. And Mobley will send it over the net, and nobody there. And it sails out of play, though. That point will go to the Firehawks.
She definitely hit her funny bone.
And Beardsley sends it over the net, able to do so. Lamonte. Here's Felix Birto. They look to get it over. And Garcia with the save. They set it up. Back to Felix Birto again. Malozzi underneath that one. Here's Beardsley looking to get it over. Just short of the net, though. That point will go to the Barons again. Slocum back to serve. It's 8-5. And that'll be short of the net. Point will go to the Firehawks. Another service error. Make that now 11-10. So that department's pretty even. The kills are what's killing Brewton-Parker 40-29 in favor of the home team, the Firehawks. Here's Price with the serve. Able to send it over the net. Phyllis Berto. Lamonte. Mobley going for the kill. That's off of Price. That point will go to the Barons. Mobley with the kill.
Yep, that ball is deep in the bleachers.
Underneath the bleachers there. Probably going to get another.
Oh, never mind.
Not too bad. Garza was able just to track that down real easy. Felix Berto once again gets it over. It's Beardsley. Price now. As Ward, she will just send it over here to the Barons. Going to be a fight for it at the net. And Slocum tracks it down. Beardsley underneath it. They set it up. Here's Kraft going for the kill. And Lamonte underneath that one. Jesus Garza. Malozzi sets it up far side. Kraft once again going for it. Short of the net. Point will go to the Barons again. 9-7.
That came off. Not what she wanted to come off like.
9-7. Here's the serve as they get it over. Garza. They set it up. Ward flips it over. As they look to get it over. Jesus going for the kill. Garza able to track it down now. Malozzi sets it up far side. Kraft going for the kill. And into the back corner. At point will go to the Firehawks. Give Kraft another one.
No man's land. What's that for her today, 18?
Well, it's 16 now.
16.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at.
Gosh, dog. It's got to be a record.
Here's the serve. It's a quiet 16. Ward with it. They set it up far side. Jesus going for the kill. That's sent back, though, to the Barons. Beardsley. And that'll be out of play. Lamonton credited with the kill. As Garcia will go back to serve. Here's the serve. Able to get it over. Malozzi as Garza will send it over the net. Lamonton and Prince tries to go for the kill. That's blocked by Patterson. That point will go to the Firehawks. It's now 11-8. Losey going back to serve. And she will send it, but it sails long. That point will go to the Barons as Lamonton will go back to serve now. Here's the serve. Sends a rocket. That one sails long as well, so back-to-back service errors from both teams. Firehawks will get that point 12-9 as Kraft will go back to serve now. Price will check out and Norris will check in. Here's Kraft. Gets it over. Lamonton punches over the net, and that point will go to the Firehawks as Lamonton, her hand went over the net there.
She knew exactly the mistake she made.
Handling error. Here's the serve. Gets it over. Garcia. Lamonton here on the far side. Jesus punches over, and that one will be out of play. And that point will go to the Firehawks. Brewton-Parker.
They can hit the antenna.
Yeah, Brewton-Parker is trying to plead their case that it was out of play.
I don't know if he wants his timeout or not.
And we're going to have a timeout here by Brewton-Parker, and we'll be back here on the X Sports Network.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as the Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network, as it looks like we're going to stay put 14-9 as Brewton-Parker's head coach was trying to plead his case. Obekilis. So 14-9, Kraft will go back to serve. Still having a discussion with the head official. And looks like quick meeting there. Firehawks lead by 5. There's Kraft with the serve. And that would be off of Phyllis Berto. Service ace for Kraft. Kraft with her first. Here's the serve once again. Gets it over the net. Garcia. Lamonton. As Prince mistimes that one. That point will go to the Firehawks again. Now 16-9. Firehawks starting to pull away with this one, or at least try to. As Kraft will just float it over the net. Lamonton sets it up far side, looking to go for the kill. That's Jesus. Garza can't do anything with that one. That point will go to Brewton-Parker.
That was a bullet. Good Lord.
Here's the serve. Gets it over the net. Kraft. They set it up. Here's Patterson. And that one sails long, though. That point will go to the Barons again after the attack error. Jesus to serve now. She will send it over. Losey sets it up here for Beardsley. She looks to go for the kill. And that one's in play. Point will go to the Firehawks. Beardsley with another kill. Garza with the serve. Gets it over the net. Lamontagne sets it up. Prince floats it over. Nobody there. Norris couldn't get to it. That point will go to the Barons once again.
That was a great tip right there.
Prince to serve once again. And she will send it over. Garza. Losey sets it up here for Beardsley once again. Has to adjust there. And when doing so, that's a kill for her. That point will go to the Firehawks again. Here's Beardsley with the left hand, gets it over. Lamontagne, Mobley going for the kill. That's blocked back, though, by Ward. Lamontagne underneath that one as they look to get it over, and Beardsley can't get a hand underneath that one. Point will go to the Barons once again. Hanging around that 5-point range. Slocum will check in for Brewton-Parker. She'll come in for Edwards. Here's the serve. Slocum. And that'll be a service ace. Firehawks are trying to say she stepped over the line there. So keep it the way it is, 18-14. And gets it over the net. Beardsley. Garza underneath it, and Norris. She will just send it back over to Brewton-Parker. Lamontagne sets it up Mobley, and nobody there. It'll be out of play, though. That point will go to the Firehawks. Just a hair out of play. Brewton-Parker still has one timeout left. Price will check in for Norris, and we'll go back to serve. Here's the serve once again, and we'll get it over. Felisberto, Jose, back to Felisberto, and gets it over Beardsley. Malozzi, here's Kraft, setting up for it, gets it over the net. Garcia underneath it, they try to get it over the net, able to do so. Jesus. Brewton-Parker blocked back by Malozzi. It'll be out of play. That point will go to Brewton-Parker. Here's the serve once again. Gar's underneath. Here's Kraft. She's going for it. And Garcia goes out of play. Good awareness by the Firehawks. That point will go to UTS again.
Let it fly out of bounds.
20-15. Ward will go back to serve. Firehawks 5 points away from taking this set and match here on Senior Day. Lamontagne, as they look to get it over, that was Jesus. Ward, they set it up. Here's Beardsley going for the kill, as that was Slocum. They set it up here for Jesus once again, near side, short of net. Point will go to the Firehawks again. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Brewton-Parker. Their final timeout here in this fourth set. We'll take that break with them here on the X Sports Network.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on the X Sports Network, as Brewton-Parker has taken their final timeout. here in this ball game. Firehawks lead 21-7. Here's the serve. Able to get it over the net. And that will be Price. Underneath it, Kraft setting up for the kill and not able to get back to that one. That point will go to the Barons. Here's Garcia looking to get it over, able to do so. Losey sets it up far side. Kraft has to just punch it over, able to do so. Man, what an athletic play by Kraft. Able to adjust and get it over. That was a difficult set there by Malozzi. 22-16. Here's the serve. He gets it over. Slocum. They set it up here for Jesus, looking to go for the kill. Garza tracks it down. They're going to have a fight for it at the net here, and they're going to say point for Brewton-Parker. Subs coming in. Slocum will check out. Edwards into the game as Lamonton here to serve for the Barons. They trail 22-17. Garza. Losey sets it up far side. Beardsley going for the kill. And that's off of the Barons. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Beardsley with another kill. That 8 for her now. Kraft back to serve. 2 points away from taking the set and the match. Here's the serve. Gets it over. Lamonton sets it up. Here for Jesus. Punches it over. Hits the antenna, though. That point will go to the Firehawks. Brewton-Parker's trying to say that they tipped it. It looked like, in my opinion, it hit the antenna before the antenna was blocked.
Antenna shook, I saw.
So set and match point here for UTS. Kraft. She will send it over. Prince. Lamonton sets it up. Here's Jesus looking to get it over. Garza. Set it up. Beardsley now looking to get it over. Lamonton tracks it down. Looks to find a hole in the defense. Beardsley. Malozzi. Here's Norris looking for the kill. Garcia underneath that one. Lamonton. Now Jesus once again. Garza. They set it up. And Kraft not able to get underneath that one. That point will go to Brewton-Parker. Here's the serve. Kraft. They set it up. Norris going for the kill. Up in the air, having to track it down. Here's Felisberto. And that one sails long, and that one will end the game. Firehawks win this one in 4 sets. They win the 4th set 25-18 as they will improve to 12-9 overall. 8-6 within conference play. Brewton-Parker will fall to 2-19 overall. 0-13 in conference play. Graham, any final thoughts?
No, you just gotta get hot when it matters, and it's coming around conference play, conference tournament, and UT Southern. Like I said, UT Southern's getting hot when the moment matters.
Absolutely is. Senior Day, honoring the 3 seniors: Garza, Taylor, and Price. So appreciate them for the 4 years that they put in hard work for this program. Firehawks will be back in action as they travel to Huntsville on Monday. They go play Oakwood University in a non-conference matchup, and then they will end the regular season on a road trip taking on the University of Mobile on Friday, and then Saturday we'll play Faulkner University, and then it will be conference tournament time in Montgomery, Alabama at the multiplex at Crampton Bowl for the Southern States Athletic Conference Championship. So for Hayden Burks and Graham Burks, it's been fun season here for volleyball for us here on the X Sports Network, but on Monday we'll have more action for men and women's basketball as both teams will host Oakwood on Tuesday at 6 and 8 p.m. Final score, 3-1 in favor of the good guys, UTS. We will see you later. Take care going home here on the X Sports Network.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.